Hey guys, this is Kat Garcia and you're watching The Corporate Diary. It has been so long since I've been on here, but super excited to answer this question. It's been so big in terms of the magnitude of these feelings that you may be going through in terms of not having been accepted into a management consulting firm, or maybe your dream of having had a job offer right now isn't coming true, and that's okay. And I truly mean that it's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna walk you through some scenarios where you may be able to equip yourself with a plan B and how to think about it. You may have been interested in consulting for a couple of reasons, and you can still get a job and start off your career as an entry-level professional with many of the characteristics that consulting could have brought to your life, so to your professional life. So the first one that a lot of people care about is being able to work in a variety of different industries and understand how different companies work and how different industries work. So I have a lot of friends, and I myself applied to a lot of these roles when I was first starting out, and it's called the client success manager role. It depends on the company, so it could be client success management, it could be customer success management, or sometimes it could be called brand partnerships. So it's more sales, it's more product, it's sales, product, and marketing. And it really depends, like the ratio of whether it's sales, if it's more sales versus product, really depends on the company. So I'd be sure to understand what the role really means within each company. But in a lot of tech firms, I find it incredibly interesting because you get to work with different clients, and you have client face time, and you sometimes have to travel to see those people and those clients and develop those relationships. So it's really good in that aspect. You also get to understand the insides of a lot of businesses across different industries. So I'd say that's a really good way for you to start your career if you're into something that's more marketing. If it's more product oriented, you get to just see how those companies work that will become your clients, and you build great relationships. A second thing that you can do is a second reason for why a lot of people like consulting is because they want to be able to understand strategy at a high level, and you don't really want to be operating so early on. And I think strategy, I was told time and time again, like, oh, you shouldn't really aim to be a strategist. You're too inexperienced to be building strategies for companies, and therefore you should go into like more sales roles, or you should go into like ops, like associate ops and operation type roles. And I always knew that I didn't really want to do that, because I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into an industry without really knowing which one I wanted to be in. So if that's similar to your case, then strategy roles do exist outside of consulting. Yes, the Googles of the world really prefer someone who has been in consulting for a couple of years, like 4 to 5 years, but that doesn't mean that straight out of undergrad you cannot find a graduate program that supports strategists. So you can totally do that. Google does have a program for that right after undergrad. So I'd say check that out. Other kinds of companies that have these strategy roles are P&G, even though it's geared towards marketing. There's Coca-Cola, Pepsi, like food and beverages. CPG companies, like consumer packaged good type of companies, really support strategy. So I would start looking into those and what kinds of undergrad programs they have. Another thing you can think about in terms of consulting is travel. I really wanted to travel and understand, again, how companies around the world were working and thinking about business, because I myself always wanted to move. I wanted to move away from Montreal, and I wanted to have a chance to understand where it is that I wanted to be, and I needed to test that. I wasn't just gonna pick a city and move, even though I did. I went to Vancouver for a little bit. But in any case, I'd say if you were to pick a company that has the ability for you to travel, and sometimes it's client success manager roles or more sales roles where you're in charge of meeting clients and building these relationships, you get to really, really practice that art in terms of traveling and seeing how other businesses work. So that's a good way for you to do that. And you need to have a structure or a company that has great bosses and leaders that will support you and understand you when you raise your hand and you say, I don't know how to do this, or I need an expert here, or I need support here in terms of like my work-life balance. How can we work together? And consulting really has that structure. It's built on you being a resource. Like, employees are the company's assets. So you can still find that in so many places. So I have a lot of friends that started off in startups, and they did not really get the coaching that they needed from startups in terms of the structure, but they did get it from their one boss. Like, they went into this company being very critical of who their boss is going to be, and they got supported on their journey in the startup. So I'd say even if the company doesn't have the structure for it, try to see who your boss is going to be, because ultimately they're going to be shaping your career, or at least that particular job. So try to look for any of those characteristics or factors when you're job searching next. And I want to really emphasize that you guys are going to be okay. And I know that a lot of people may sit here and say, oh, well, you know, of course she's saying she's going to be okay, like everyone's going to be okay when she got into consulting and she was working in consulting. But sorry, I'm sick. I'll say that in life, especially when you're growing up, all of these cliches matter so much and really mean a lot when you're going through them. The one thing, not one thing, but one of the many things I've learned in these past couple of years is that what is supposed to happen will happen, and everything does happen for a reason. So if you did not get chosen or selected to join a consulting firm, it's not the end of the world. You can still apply. You know, if you do your MBA, maybe you can apply tomorrow. If you know, something may present itself, you may even in a year apply again as an experienced hire, or in 2 years, or if you build something, if you are a part of something and then you know, sell that company or startup, or maybe you build a product. Who knows? I don't know what can happen tomorrow, and you don't know what can happen tomorrow. So just do the best that you can. Try to find what works for you and what will make you happy, thinking about these like characteristics and factors. If I didn't name some, that's fine. Just try to find what resonates with you. And if you really want to get into consulting, you can do it. You can still do it. If you are taking this as, okay, consulting is just not for me, didn't work out this time, I don't really want to do my MBA, or I don't really want to wait tomorrow to figure out when that's going to be, amazing. That's totally great. But keep your head up high and just realize that you're incredible. And this is just a stepping stone in an incredibly successful but long career. A career is not just 3 years. It's not just a job. It is very, very, very long. You know, it's maybe you may be, if you're very healthy and, you know, God blesses you, you may be working for 50 years or 30 years, whatever it may be. So try to truly understand that, and don't be so hard on yourself. Be proud of yourself. You've come this far. I believe in you, and thank you so much for watching. It really means the world. I hope I've helped in any way. Please subscribe and let me know if this was helpful to you. And I'm quite active on my Instagram, so on Garcia Online, let me know if there's anything else that I can answer for you. And I'm gonna focus on getting a little bit better because I'm quite sick. So thank you. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.